Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, y'all see the title. Let's get right into it.
You don't play with no brother, nigga.
Switchy. Don't play my slide. I'm post grade.
What the? Bro in a graduation shoot with a switchy on his blick? Oh my, like, that's crazy. Not bro getting good grades to graduate, ain't got a switchy on him. I ain't gonna lie, like, I always thought switches got you like 5 to 10 years. That's why I always be confused when I see YNs when they be on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, just so eager to show that they got a switch on their gun. Cause I'm just thinking like, bro, if you just hot in the city and you put that out like, oh, I got a switch, I stay with the switch. The cops can see that. Like, the cops can see that. They can really see that shit. And I don't know, bro. Like, I just think that's just slow. Cause like, cops know that you got one on, that you got one. All they gotta do is pull you over. All they gotta do is pull you over now. Cause they know you 9 times out of 10, you gonna have a switch. And now you looking at Fed, like, I don't know.
Don't guess like that.
But him being in a graduation shoot with a switchy is crazy.
3 switches right here. And I picked up that's just enough right there. That's
enough? One switch is enough.
A staple in hip-hop, turning handguns into fully automatic hole punches. But a lot of misconceptions surround the switch, and in this video we'll be fully breaking it down. On November 7th, Chicago rapper LIL ZAY OSAMA stood in front of a federal judge in Brooklyn, New York. It was sentencing day, and Zay had pled guilty back in May to 1 count of possession of a machine gun. On September 29th, 2022, an Uber driver picked up Zay and several associates from a hotel in Manhattan. The driver would notice Zay was holding a firearm during the ride. Dropping them off at a recording studio in Queens, the driver saw they'd left the gun in the vehicle, so the driver called the police. NYPD would locate the .40 caliber Glock 22 with a switch, loaded with 1 round in the chamber and 9 more in the mag. When asked, the driver would identify LIL ZAY OSAMA as the one who possessed it. This statement alone was enough to build a Fed case.
What's happening? Put your hands on your back.
They went and picked up bro on live. Bro talking, so what happened? Boy, you should have took off running, man. Like, what? You should have just took off. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you'd have got caught anyway, at least you tried something. Damn, that's crazy. All that got caught on live.
We're gonna sort it all out. What is going on?
We're gonna sort it all out. Yeah, all right.
You get my phone though?
Hey, you got anything on it? I'll do the phone.
I'm on live, sir.
U.S. attorneys would submit a letter requesting to keep Zay in federal custody, labeling him a danger to society, and even quoting some of his lyrics, one of which stated, "Just got a brand new Glock with a 50 and a switch." The then 25-year-old had already been convicted of criminal trespassing, reckless conduct, 3 counts of robbery, aggravated battery, and aggravated discharge of a firearm.
This is why I say that gangster rap is really finna die. Like, I've been saying this for a while, and this proving my fact that gangster rap is finna die. Like, it's too many cases now where we see that they are gonna use your lyrics in court to try to throw the book at you. Like, ain't no more, this is expression, this is art. Like, nah, they are saying now that rappers are really putting real events in their raps now for monetization, to build a career, all the whole little whatever, but they're actually telling real crime stories. So either we just gonna keep falling in the trap, or people gonna smarten up and gangster rap ain't gonna be what it is now. Like what we've been accustomed to the last 5 to 10 years, it ain't gonna be that no more. Where this rapper is known for this and he actually talking about the situations in the songs that ain't finna continue to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna continue to happen.
Zay would be held in custody and only released after paying a $350,000 bond. In January of 2024, he'd officially be indicted on 1 count of possession of a machine gun and 1 count of possession of an unregistered firearm. Everyone expected this to be the rapper's demise. Fast forward to November 7th, Zay, having pled guilty to the machine gun and getting the second charge dropped, was only sentenced to 14 months in federal prison, followed by 1 year of supervised release. Only having to serve 85% of his sentence, Zay will be home in less than a year. Immediately, he'd be accused online of snitching, solely because of the fact that he didn't get a decade or more in prison. So how did he get such a sweet deal?
Yeah, because that don't make sense to me. I've always heard, like I said earlier, I've always heard switch come like 5 to 10 years mandatory, and it's an automatic fed. And usually Fed trying to give out football numbers, like Fed be trying to give out them numbers. So 10-9 Jake, you're gonna have to break this down.
First off, 90% of people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. A switch without a gun is still considered a machine gun. A switch and a gun is clearly a machine gun, and a machine gun under federal law is punishable by up to 10 years in federal prison, meaning you can get anywhere from supervised release, aka probation, to the max 10 years, depending on a few different factors. But as soon as the internet hears 10, they assume you'll just get 10 years for a switch.
Up to 10 years. Okay, that makes sense. So I always thought that it was 10 years flat, like that's the minimum. That's the lowest you can get. You know what I'm saying? I really thought it was 5. I thought it was between 5 minimum. It's a guaranteed 5, and then you can get anywhere from 5 to 10 on that one case.
During Zay's plea deal, the courts calculated his offense level as 15 and criminal history as 2. The guideline range for this level scored out to 21 to 27 months in prison, or just over 2 years. Zay's lawyer would counter with a 7-month prison sentence, highlighting how Zay's felony convictions came from when he was a juvenile at just 15 and 16 years old. As an adult, he'd only been convicted of 2 misdemeanors. His lawyer would speak on his Chicago upbringing and how at only 14, Zay was shot in the chest. His lawyer would also cite multiple cases in which defendants were sentenced to less than the guidelines. Taking it a step further, his lawyer would point out the unlivable conditions Zay had to endure while inside of MDC Brooklyn as rats and roaches flooded the facility. Inmates would suffer indefinite lockdowns, imposing solitary confinement-like conditions, furthering mental health issues, and leading to multiple inmates being killed. Zay's lawyer, Don Florio, was lawyering her ass off. Zay was in New York to perform at Rolling Loud. He was on his way to an interview when a firearm was left behind, and that firearm wasn't linked to any previous crimes. Zay's lawyer would again take it a step even further, pointing out rappers are often targeted for their wealth, and just 17 days before Zay was arrested, rapper P&B Rock was shot and killed during a robbery for his jewelry. The lawyer would top it all off with the statistical fact that according to the Sentencing Commission, between 2015 and 2020...
It sounded like the lawyer was able to plead that this kid is not really a bad kid. He's not out looking for trouble. So basically saying he's not a danger to society. So 1, give him that leniency. And then 2, he only keeps weapons on him like the one that allegedly he left behind because he's a rapper and rappers get targeted. Look at this rapper who was killed just 17 days before. Trying to get somebody trying to rob his jewelry. He has the same type of jewelry that this rapper has. as far as cost value.
3. There were 49 individuals in the Eastern District of New York sentenced for firearm-related offenses, with the median sentence being only 19 months. Served 8 months total fighting this case, and another 4 months from a state case, meaning he's already been incarcerated for 12 months. Now, the U.S. attorney would argue back, highlighting Zay's DNA was found on the weapon, and request he be sentenced to 27 months in federal prison. They'd also try to assassinate his character, speaking on Zay's 2023 arrest following a high-speed chase in Illinois, where police found a Glock 29 with a laser extended magazine and a switch, and a Glock 19 with a 50-round drum and defaced serial number. At the time, Zay was wearing a $90,000 necklace that was allegedly, according to the U.S. attorney, stolen during an armed robbery in New York. At no time was cooperation ever brought up in this case. At no time did Zay ever point the finger, arguing the weapon belonged to anyone else. And at no time did his lawyer or the U.S. attorney highlight a 5K1 or any other factors that would have reduced his sentencing by cooperating. In the end, Zay would receive 14 months in prison, 1 year of supervised release, and a recommendation that he be housed in FCI Thompson, closer to his family in Chicago. With the internet claiming Zay must have ratted.
Why go back to Chicago? Like, I get it, because you say your family there, but your family can come see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, your family can come see you, you can make music, you can use this incident as a marketing scheme to get your name more out there, so when you drop more music, you got more streams, more money coming in. You see what I'm saying? Get away from Chicago, bro. Get somewhere where you don't have to carry a gun if you are able to move around a little bit during the day. You see what I'm saying? Like, get away from other people that into shit. They don't need to become seeing you right now. Like, you on probation. You feel me? So you don't need to put yourself in a situation where you're accessible to other people that's doing crime and they're around you. Because that can put you back in jail just because they're doing crime. You have nothing to do with nothing. But you're around these guys that's doing crime, put you right back in jail. But I don't know. You do what you got to do.
He'd take to his Instagram story addressing the rumors saying, "Stop believing everything you hear or see on the internet. You really think you can get 30 years for a switch? Hell no. I don't care what state you in. Facts. But switches is dangerous and carry 3 or 4 years, maybe less, depending on your background. But they becoming a problem in a lot of cities, so it might be worse for you. Different strokes for different folks. I caught a blessing. Don't look at my situation and think you need a switch, because it can end bad for you. Stop playing with snitching for real. Have 1090 Jake look up my switch case." Now, not only did Zay get a sweet deal, but he's also signed to Warner Records, could afford a $350,000 bond, and a New York top lawyer. So to sum it all up, if you ain't rich, don't tote a switch. Nah, I'm just playing. To sum it all up, because of his weak criminal history, right? Because they're not using anything that he hasn't been convicted for. He might have open cases, cool, but whatever. Adult convictions, misdemeanors. Juvenile shit, felonies. But it's been a long time, and they're trying to portray that he's changed his life and become an artist and got a record deal, and he's obviously worth a lot of fucking money. And then the guideline range that the lawyer was able to highlight to the judge shows, look, 49 people got off at around 19 months. What can we do for my client? This is clearly a case of money talks, bullshit walks. If you walk into a courtroom, federal estate without a fucking lawyer, you're fucked. If you walk in there with a top lawyer, a celebrity lawyer, a highly six-figure paid lawyer, you're gonna get an entirely different type of fucking deal. And a lot of y'all are forgetting machine guns and silencers are classed in the same way, right? Pretty sure it's the same punishment for a silencer as it is for a machine gun. Y'all remember T.I. got caught with all that crazy shit. He didn't get a whole lot of time. Everyone assumed he snitched, and the commercial on TV about tips didn't help. But in reality, nobody ever got paperwork that showed he snitched. And there's nothing saying Zay snitched, aside from the fucking people on the internet. And it's like I personally told him.
I've heard that. I heard that before. Like, you hear that a lot, like, T.I. snitch. Like, everybody I ever talked to or had that conversation about T.I., they always said the same thing. He got caught with silencers or machine guns or whatever he got caught with. That stuff, mandatory 5 to 10 years. He only did a year. Then he got the commercial talking about giving tips, so his name is Tip. Like, everybody always said that, but no one never had no paperwork on, bro. Like, and then T.I. did some stuff when he was like, my partner dead, and they trying to get me for the crown, but I can just put it on him. I'm gonna put it on him. And everybody had up in arms about that. I don't see no problem with that. Hey, if you my brother, and something going down, you can put it on me and I'm gone. Put it on me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gone. You could be free. You know, you probably got kids, whatever. But yeah, I ain't never seen no paperwork about T.I. And 1090 Jake said ain't no paperwork about food. So I guess he ain't snitch. I don't know. But we gonna see though. I think Whack 100, he's supposed to be looking at something too. So we gonna see. You know, I'm gonna give y'all the coverage. You did.